Her family telling ABC News she is safely back in the U.S. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Navigating depression during the holidays. It's a time when cold weather and less sunlight can add to a laundry list of triggers. And for some, it's time to process loss. President of the Wisconsin Psychological Association, Dr. Mike Zussman, tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News.
And the memories that we have from the holiday season with those people we have lost can be really hard. Hopefully people who can see this coming have found a therapist and someone to talk to really help process everything that's going on.
Dr. Zussman says if you're not ready for therapy, it's important to find someone you feel comfortable talking with. The state of Wisconsin wants to help quiet a Madison neighborhood from the roar of fighter jets.
For the last 18 months, residents who live in a neighborhood near Truax Field have been complaining about this. Sounds of an F-35 flying by. The state's Department of Military Affairs is now asking for more than $18 million in federal funding to soundproof homes from those jets. The Cap Times says noise mitigation efforts would include installing new windows and HVAC systems or by better insulating some of the homes. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Sports traffic and weather are next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 6:04.
Our goal is to provide patients with the strongest, most effective, and safest options in this exciting field of regenerative medicine.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
The idea that you can avoid a joint replacement is very exciting.
And that's from a surgeon who's done thousands of joint replacements, but who now believes there's a better way.
Regenerative medicine, as we understand it today, gives lasting pain relief, improved function, without surgery, without drugs.
Under Dr. Scheinkup's leadership, QC Kinetics medical professionals treat patients every day with the most advanced protocols in natural biologics. Literally tens of thousands of people all over America.
I've been doing research on regenerative medicine for 2 decades. This is the future of medicine.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One called That's All Sports Desk. With 3 weeks to play in the NFL's regular season, the Packers currently occupy the 6th seed in the NFC playoff race. The Packers are 10-4 after Sunday night's win over the Seahawks. They host the Saints 1 week from tonight. The Bucks are still in Las Vegas. They will take on the Oklahoma City Thunder Tuesday night in the championship game of the NBA's in-season tournament. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. All clear on the roads this evening. No incidents and no delays. And time for the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight we have mostly cloudy skies, breezy with a low of 30. On Tuesday, partly cloudy and mild, a high of 40. Wednesday, we have a chance for snow in the morning. We're looking at less than 1 inch of snow, a high of 33. On Thursday, cloudy skies. We have light snow is likely. We could see some accumulation, a high of 30. On Friday, partly cloudy skies, another high of 30 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's 39 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 38. In Waukesha, it's 37. And in Milwaukee, it's 41 degrees. Breaking news, stories you care about, full show podcasts, and more. The place to go when you need to know is WTMJ.com and the WTMJ mobile app. I'm Jessica Gatso, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Max.
Hello, how are you on this Monday? Moving and grooving on this side. It's been a busy day news-wise. We will certainly keep you updated and informed on the situation in Madison. And these next 2 hours, going to brighten your mood, hopefully a little bit as we get closer and closer to the holidays. It is absolutely my pleasure to spotlight culture and creativity here in Wisconsin and around the world and just have some fun. We've got some fun things to talk about today. Why is this week Wisconsin Conservatory of Music Week? A very impressive accomplishment. That's why. So we will share that. I think you will definitely be impressed. It is holiday shopping crunch time. We're here to help. Judge Derek Mosley at Marquette. What an energetic, vibrant man. Well, he stopped by the Upswing last Friday with a terrific holiday gift guide. He does a lot of interesting things annually, and this is one of his favorite things to do. So he's got the holiday gift guide, and we're going to visit that because he had some local art and other interesting ideas. So I think he will stimulate you for some good gifting ideas as we get closer to Christmas and Hanukkah. And I also have a funny gift idea for the person in your life who loves the sound of this. Whoop, 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 whoop. You know what I'm talking about, if you know what I'm talking about. A great gift idea for a Three Stooges fan is what I'm talking about. And also, you can sip with some school spirit. That is another gift idea we have coming up. Also with the holidays, there are still holiday performances coming up this week to get you into the holiday spirit and the holiday mood. And I want to take you back to one of my, this is the season where you look back and figure out what went right and what you wish you'd done or what you're grateful that you got to do. I got to do a really fun bucket list thing at the Pabst Theater, and it involved getting dusty. I will share that fun highlight and how you can get dusty next year at the Pabst Theater. That's your hint. So we'll roll back with that fun memory, a bucket list item that I got to do. There were some concert announcements today to get to, and if you didn't hear the Standout of the Year awards that Wisconsin's Morning News gave away, Eric Bilstead and Vince Vitrano, well, they had a Standout of the Year who you heard a lot of here on What's on Tap because he was on a TV show for about 3 months. So we will celebrate that Standout of the Year and also get to some other local music tonight. But first, you know that Aaron Rodgers documentary is coming out on Netflix tomorrow. It's going to be 3 episodes, and I was going to kind of go in that direction and say, hey, are you going to watch? What do you think Aaron Rodgers' legacy is going to be for Wisconsin fans? I was going to kind of explore that as a pop culture moment, but I thought, you know what? Instead of dwelling on enigma, let's focus on positivity and how the Packers really are a true part of the cultural fabric of Wisconsin. And last night I got together virtually with some Marquette alumni friends of mine. We kind of had a mini on-screen Christmas party. And one of them is, well, we're all friends, but one of our friends was featured on a TMJ4 news story. And this is that news story with Susan Kim. I think it'll warm your heart, and I'll give you the update.
Sunday night's Packers game in Seattle will be the highlight of a lifetime for Fanatics Kathy and her siblings. Kathy lives in Milwaukee and sent us this email about the special response they received from Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy after asking if the Packers could help us out, making my brother's wish come true. Their brother, Christopher, is living with ALS, a progressive neurodegenerative disease where the person loses muscle control. The Packers came through.
This will be my Packer gear when I go out there.
Kathy Pauscha is packing for her big trip to Seattle.
And of course, my hat.
Kathy and her 5 siblings have loved the Packers for as long as she can remember.
It started when we were very young kids, Sunday afternoons in the living room. Black and white TV.
Her brother Christopher lives in Seattle. Knowing the green and gold would play there this season, 5 of the 6 siblings planned this trip so they could watch the game together. Then an idea was hatched.
My sister, who lives in Baraboo, she decided to write to the top, Mark Murphy.
That letter to Murphy shared Christopher's story.
He was diagnosed in 2020, and his disease has now progressed to him being confined to a wheelchair, but we are grateful that he is still with us.
The Packers responded with game tickets and sideline passes for the entire family, plus a big box of Packers goodies.
This makes me, of course, love the Packers even more. Because he has ALS, every moment counts.
And Christopher?
Hi, Christopher.
Was thrilled.
What would you say to Mark Murphy?
I would say the Packers are part of the bond that holds our family together.
Is that a Packers shareholder certificate I see behind you?
It is. I am a shareholder. Even though I've lived in Seattle for the past 33 years, I'm still a diehard Packer fan.
From the sounds of it, it will be hard to miss Christopher on the sidelines before the game.
My sisters plan on decorating my wheelchair as obnoxiously.
Yes.
Oh.
So that we get noticed.
I don't know that they decorated Chris's wheelchair obnoxiously enough. There was, like I said, I was at a virtual party last night with a bunch of Marquette friends who all know Chris, and several of us had our eyes on the TV screen and were hoping, just maybe, we would see Chris. But if you go to the WTMJ YouTube live stream and roll back, you can see Chris proudly holding his Packers shareholder plaque. But what a cool cat. You know how you go back and you remember your college days, and Chris Spott was part of an entertaining guitar duo with Greg Ogorzalek. I believe they called themselves Grotto Sandwich. You know, that fun local music scene when you're in your college years. But here's a guy who's in his 50s and coping with ALS and has the support and love of his family and friends. And so I texted Chris and I said, hey, what's the update? Was it any fun? And he was lovely. Chris Spott texted, hi, Sandy. I had a wonderful time at the game. It was awesome to be able to go on the field before the game. I got to meet Mark Murphy and see the players up close. It was simply wonderful to have my siblings together for the game. And of course, the Packers win was the cherry on top. So happy holidays. And so send some good vibes out to Chris Spott and to anyone and everyone that you know who is coping with ALS. But boy, you know, sometimes you think, sports is sports, but to hear that the siblings, you know, this is something they've grown up with and that this is a magic way to bring them all together. And man, that the Packers organization and Mark Murphy care that much to make a magic moment for an entire family. So go Pack, go in every way possible. I'm Sandy Max, and there's a week of celebration for the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music. I'll tell you why next on What's on Tap.
All right, guys, time to practice for the trivia showdown we're hosting Wednesday.
What actor played Tessio in The Godfather?
No idea.
Abe Vigoda, is he still with us? I'm not sure.
Hey, guys, focus.
Who was the founding member of the Rolling Stones that drowned in his pool?
Are you kidding me? Do you guys know any facts from this century?
Probably.
I guess we'll find out.
We will find out. Join Steve Scafidi, Brian Noonan, and me, Kristen Bry, for the WTMJ Trivia Showdown, benefiting the Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive, and brought to you by Quizmaster this Wednesday, December 18th at Broken Bat Brewery in Milwaukee. Join us to win prizes and find out if these guys know who Chapel Roan is.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
During your career, investments piled up. From 401ks to brokerage accounts, it turned into quite a collection. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. We've analyzed thousands. Some reflect diligence and fortitude. Others, a mishmash of overlapping investments. When Annex reviews a portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. That's our story. Head to AnnexWealth.com PennyMustard.com.
I thought you were on vacation.
I am.
At Penny Mustard?
Specifically, the Miles sofa at Penny Mustard.
It is super comfy.
That's an understatement.
Built just the way you want it.
Sounds nice.
So you're really vacationing on the Miles sofa?
I'll send you a postcard.
Postcard?
Wish you were here. P.S. Miles says hi.
The Miles sectional sofa, American-made with a solid wood frame, high-density foam, and hundreds of fabric options. Starting at $85.63 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Max on WTMJ.
And another thank you to TMJ4 Susan Kim for creating such a great story about the Green Bay Packers and how they care about their fans, especially Marquette alumnus Christopher Spott. Boy, that piano music sounds good. That is the unmistakable flourish of Liberace, West Dallas born and bred, and Mr. Showmanship himself. It was 1926. He was 7 years old, and he won a scholarship to study piano at the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music. Then 7 years later, at 14 years old, he was a soloist with the Chicago Symphony. That's pretty impressive. And the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music continues to teach people of all ages music. And this is Wisconsin Conservatory of Music Week in Milwaukee. Not just one day. Oh, no. They get a whole week because it's their 125th anniversary. Roll all the way back to 1899. And this is a school of creativity that Liberace went to. Gene Wilder took theater classes there. So they got some legends in their history, and they are continuing to make music accessible to all. And I'm so happy that we have an organization like this, and it's in a beautiful building on the east side if you've never been in. But, we talk about Liberace, Gene Wilder. They still have people who are really creating and making an impact in music. Justin Hurwitz, you've heard his name because he won the Academy Award for composing La La Land. Angie Swan, one of the most successful female guitarists of our time. There's right now 10,000 students of all ages and abilities throughout Milwaukee studying at the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music, where they first started in 1899. It was mostly young women who were aspiring to be music educators, and they've evolved. They used to give out bachelor's and master's degrees, but then as other colleges and universities got into music programs, they shifted back to private group ensemble instructions of all kinds of styles. And I'll tell you a couple other alumni on that list. Dan Nimmer, who's a jazz pianist who I found out about because he's touring with the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra with Wynton Marsalis. And he's incredible, as is that entire band. If you want to see Dan Nimmer and the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra, January 30th is the day you want to circle at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. But you know who else has studied at the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music is classic Milwaukee hip-hop artist who is more than that. He's a music producer, and Classic created the soundscape for Milwaukee Chamber Theater's An Iliad earlier this year. So cheers to the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music. You can see the official proclamation at our WTMJ YouTube live stream. Just text WATCH to 855-616-1620. Text WATCH, and you can watch that. And also, you know what else is at the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music? My boyfriend's old drum set. They take donations of musical instruments. If you decided you weren't good at that instrument and want to pay it forward, you can always donate your instruments to the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music. I am Sandy Max, full of good ideas, and if I'm not full of good ideas, I can find somebody who is. Judge Derek Mosley shares some holiday shopping ideas next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Hey there, I'm Sandy Max with WTMJ. As we gather for the holidays with loved ones, it's a time for celebration. It's also an opportunity to connect and observe how our loved ones are doing, physically and mentally. And if you're noticing changes in somebody you love, My friends at Three Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman, they have a variety of resources that are free. Also, educational programs to support families and individuals who may be ready to transition to caring, top-rated environment living like Three Pillars offers. Start those conversations and find out how to do them in a caring way. You can call 800-848-5306 or go to their website for more information, threepillars.org.
The clock's ticking, but there's still plenty of time to save on great Christmas gifts at Fleet Farm. 'Tis the season for ice fishing, and we're knocking 10% off select rods, reels, tip-ups, lures, huts, you name it. Visit Toyland and save up to 40% on a bunch of toys for the kids. So come on in and wrap up your shopping today at Fleet Farm, home of the best gift prices guaranteed.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Just picked up a 2023 pre-owned with very low mileage Chevy Silverado 1500 LT, beautiful glacier blue. Love it. Looks fantastic. It's got a black cloth interior. Every time I get in this truck, I say, that is amazing. 8-speed automatic transmission. Awesome mileage MPG for a truck. 24 city. Get this, 29 highway. Towing capacity, payload is big, all the things you love about Heiser. Here's what I love about Heiser, all the great programs. Whether you're talking a pre-owned or new, safe and sound program, right? Vehicle exchange program, right? Love it or exchange it. Valid on new or pre-owned vehicles, which is what I was talking about. Purchase or lease for the comfort of your own home. Roadside assistance for life. All the things you love about Heiser is all the reasons why they say every day and why I always tell people at Heiser Automotive, today's your day.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
'Tis the season. If you want to give gifts that are unique, different, memorable, thoughtful, oh, you're in the right place because got some good gift ideas on the Upswing with Jeff Sherman on Friday. He's on weekdays at 10 a.m., focusing on business and economy. And Jeff is very well connected and has a wide variety of friends. And one of those friends is Judge Derek Mosley. You probably know the name and have seen him around town. Just great energy and a positive person. Well, he's now the director for the Marquette University Lubar Law School Lubar Center. And he is irrepressible. He's just good vibes and good energy. So Jeff invited Derek to come into the Upswing and share some of his gift ideas, which is an annual thing that he just loves to do. And he spotlights local gift ideas.
Your first post was Highlands Honey Gift Box.
Yeah.
Tell us all about Highlands Honey.
Yeah, so Highlands Honey was started by a father and son duo.
Okay.
They started with just experimenting with bees with one hive in Bayview.
Yeah.
And this just blown up into this major operation. Now, it's still a small two-person outfit, but they've moved to Wauwatosa. They've named it after their neighborhood, the Highlands.
All right.
It's local. The son's now at Marquette High, and the dad, they keep putting stuff out. But the thing about it that I love is this bee-centric. It's all about the bees.
Yes.
You know, there's not a mass operation. It's just about the bees. And there's something I want to tell you about. It's the creamed honey, Jeff. It's not like your regular honey. It has the consistency of peanut butter. And you put it on your toast, your bagel, it will change your life. The creamed honey.
Nice. Well, I want to go back a little bit, Derek, to the Aura Dome. Aura portraits, these one-of-a-kind images that use the energy of your body and a special camera. You kind of walk into the booth and you get these beautiful, beautiful portraits that can be used as gifts.
Absolutely. So when you walk into a thing that looks like a domed tent.
Yeah.
And when you get in there, she has this special camera that measures your biofeedback and translates that energy into colors on the film. So when you see your portrait, it shows your aura. And it's a really cool photo. It's not a photo you're going to see everywhere. Right. And, she's going to be there. You mentioned it earlier this Sunday. over at Discovery World for the Makers Market, and she's taking reservations.
Very good. And it uses that old school Fuji film that hasn't been used since like 2019. So it's kind of this old school photography that brings new school energy. And I like blinging that blend. Let's get into some of the food and drink related gifts that you're excited about this year. Pretzel wreaths. These things are amazing.
Oh, so this is the one gift that I featured last year that my friends from all across the country order. Yeah. And just imagine you walk into a party and you're handing them a pretzel that's made into a Christmas wreath, right? It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. So people love it. And you get the honey mustard, you can get the cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the wreath feeds like 3 to 6 people. I mean, you could probably eat one by yourself. I mean, I know I could, but it starts at about $18 for the full wreath from the Milwaukee Pretzel Company, but comes as this holiday Christmas wreath. They're really, really super cool. What's the most memorable gift you've received and the most memorable one you've given?
So I just have to give this shout out. The most memorable gift I've ever received was a kidney from Joanne Eyring. Shout out to Joanne out there. The kidney was my most memorable gift.
All right.
But the most memorable gift that I've given was, I don't know if you're familiar with Margaret Musa. So Margaret Musa, she makes these tintype photos.
Yes, old school tintypes are amazing.
Yeah, back from the 1800s. So I got a whole tintype set of our kids for my wife, which was just, she loved it. And we still look at it every day. You see it because they just capture your eyes. They're great. And we don't do them anymore.
Yeah. Tintype photography, she's really brought it back. She was one of the
residents
at the Pfister Hotel. Yep. I think the very first one.
She was. Absolutely.
Yes.
That's where we got it done at the Pfister.
Yeah, Maggie's great and really super cool. So it's so many unique, wonderful holiday gifts to give. Derek Mosley, I really appreciate your time going through your list. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, all the best to you and your family.
Good to see you, Jeff. You too.
Those are just some of the ideas that Judge Derek Mosley had for gift giving that are local, and you can hear the whole conversation on the Upswing podcast. Go to WTMJ.com, The Upswing with Jeff Sherman, weekdays at 10 o'clock. And I will tell you, Margaret Musa, we featured her tintype photography on the arts page in 2018. And if you don't know what tintype photography is, this is really using, it's also called wet plate, but it goes back to the 1800s. It's the big light flash and the chemicals to develop the film. It's a real process, and it's a really distinct, unique, different black and white photography. So again, check out the Upswing podcast from last Friday, the 13th, for more gift ideas. And we've got more we have more gift ideas coming up, believe it or not, and a lot of holiday performances coming up this week. And I'll share with you one way I helped brighten the Pabst Theater earlier this year. That's all coming up on What's on Tap. But right now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jessica Gatzo.
Thanks, Sandy. Law enforcement sources confirm the shooter at a Madison school shooting today is a 17-year-old female student at Abundant Life Christian School. 3 people died in the shooting, including a teenage student, a teacher, and the shooter. In the hospital, 2 people are fighting life-threatening injuries, and 2 have minor injuries. 2 others with minor injuries have since been released from the hospital. A motive for the shooting remains unknown. Governor Tony Evers ordering flags to fly at half-staff now through Sunday. He issued a statement of condolences and support for the affected community and saying, quote, "This should never happen, and I will never accept this as a foregone reality or working to stop working to change it," unquote. This is the 83rd school shooting of 2024 in the United States. A woman accused of abandoning her child on the side of I-94 in Brookfield has entered a not guilty plea. Flor Escalante is alleged to have left her son on the side of the road during rush hour in November after an argument over the boy's grades. Escalante later admitted to police that her son, quote, "didn't appreciate everything she did for him," and that she had made her son walk, quote, "so he can understand what labor is." Her next hearing is scheduled for February 7th. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. We are all clear on the roads this evening. No major incidents and no slowdowns. And taking a look at the WTMJ forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies and breezy with a low of 30. On Tuesday, partly cloudy and mild with a high of 40. Wednesday, we have a chance for snow in the morning. We'll see less than 1 inch of snow, a high of 33. Thursday, cloudy with a light snow likely. We could see some accumulation, a high of 30. On Friday, partly cloudy skies, another high of 30 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's 39. In Green Bay, it's 38. In Waukesha, it's 37. And in Milwaukee, it's 40 degrees. I'm Jessica Gazzo, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:32.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning diamond pendant, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect gemstone piece or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. Better is around the corner in 2025. Feeling better. Getting rid of joint pain once and for all. QC Kinetics patients are able to walk up and down stairs, sleep without pain. Basically, they feel normal again. That can be you. The time is now. Take action to get the pain relief you deserve in 2025. Call QC Kinetics and say goodbye to the shoulder, the knee, or the back pain. QC Kinetics local medical professionals are waiting for you. Regenerative medicine means starting the new year without achy joints. No more pain pills, no steroid shots. The best part, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. Meet their local folks in Greenfield or their clinic in Mequon. I've been there. Great people looking to work with you. And the best part, you can use your FSA dollars. Live the best life in 2025. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max is back on WTMJ.
Listen to those voices. They are tenors MKE, Andrew, Tommy, and Tim, a powerhouse vocal trio. They've been singing together since 2013. They met at Skylight Music Theater. They were all castmates in Les Miserables. And you can hear their harmonies in some very special shows. Tomorrow night, it's tenors MKE Christmas Spirits at Sunset Playhouse. That is tomorrow night in Elm Grove. 90 minutes, a glorious concert featuring Broadway opera and holiday classics. And then, after Tuesday's show at Sunset Playhouse on Wednesday, tenors MKE and the Whiskey Bells together in New Berlin at the West Performing Arts Center. And I'm friends with Kimmy in the Whiskey Bells, and I know Andrew from tenors MKE. They have been rehearsing for months, and they're going to do 6-part harmonies, and they've just been having a good old time rehearsing. So the tenors MKE and the Whiskey Bells Wednesday, and New Berlin, a one-of-a-kind, one-night only Christmas show. holiday favorites and also original arrangements. They say to put a jingle in your step. And if you're a Whiskey Bells fan, not only can you see them Wednesday with Tenors MKE, Saturday they're in West Bend at the Bend Theater for their Whiskey Bells Christmas. It'll be quite the extravaganza with the ladies and other music, not necessarily local music, but definitely a swinging holiday party. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, wild and swinging holiday party on Wednesday night at South Milwaukee Performing Arts Center. If you like that zoot suit sound, that 90s swing, they've got, Zat You Santa Claus. It will be some fun stand-up bass and trumpet. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, Wednesday's wild and swinging holiday party at the South Milwaukee Performing Arts Center. And you've got the traditional, A Christmas Carol, beautiful, by the Milwaukee Rep. One of those heartwarming stories. It's one of those classic stories, but man, they tell it so well at the Milwaukee Repertory Theater with a full cast of all ages and really established actors like Jim Pickering and then young up-and-coming actors. It's a really... Gosh, Reese Madigan, Matt Daniels. You could just rattle off the really immense talent that's on stage for A Christmas Carol through Christmas Eve at the Pabst Theater. So just some of the holiday offerings this week as you get closer and closer to Christmas and you want to celebrate in a creative, musical way. And speaking of the Pabst Theater, earlier this year, there was something on my Milwaukee bucket list, and I finally got to do it earlier this year. And it has to do with brightening the Pabst Theater. And you'll hear that story next on What's on Tap.
Did you know that military veterans in Wisconsin carry millions of dollars in debt? This holiday season, it's time to give back to those who have given so much. Verizon and the Milwaukee Bucks are teaming up with ForgiveCo to make a difference with the Verizon Debt Relief Program. All December long, Verizon and ForgiveCo will relieve $250,000 of debt each week to ease the burden on local heroes. To find out how military veterans and members can receive special Verizon offers, visit verizon.com/military. Let's bring the spirit of giving to those who served.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. orthowisconsin.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Where the heck is everybody?
Beg your pardon?
I'm at your store and...
Yes?
Nobody's here.
That's because Hasselus mattress showrooms are employee-free. Take your time and test our selection of Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, CertaPerfect Sleeper, and more without commission-crazy salespeople breathing down your neck.
Yeah, sure, you say that, but come on.
What?
Where the heck is everybody?
Hasselus really is employee-free.
Okay.
So we can sell mattresses for way less. Like the Beauty Sleep by Beautyrest Elm Cove B Queen. Others sell it for $12.99, but Hasselus has it for $8.42. Plus, check out super low pricing on Sealy Posturepedic, CertaPerfect Sleeper, and more.
Yes, but...
And through Monday, get an extra $248 credit just for shopping local.
Well, that's great, but I just have one question.
What's that?
Where the heck is everybody?
Open 9 to 9. Find an honest-to-goodness employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com. Hasselus, employee-free since 2014.
And that's the best thing about Capital's Furnace Beyondification.
Absolutely.
I agree. Hey, Merle, what you got? What's this? A screenplay?
Let me see this. Captain Capital, Heat and Air Hero.
That's so awesome, Merle.
Hang on. I've been writing a screenplay like this.
For years.
It's an epic, and it's Capital Man, not Captain Capital. Yes, of course he restores your furnace to like new condition.
Says here, Captain Capital has a deep clean device.
Aha! Capital Man deep cleans your system with his laser beam hands.
What?
I'm developing a sidekick. He always does a comprehensive safety checks. You wrote yourself in as the sidekick?
As long as it gets across how Capital's Furnace Beyondification saves the day.
And how you want to do it before winter hits.
Well, that's the whole point.
That's what I'm saying.
Then it's great.
Laura, Seth, I need a moment with Merle, please.
Schedule your Furnace Beyondification today at callcapitalcares.com.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
We are blessed to have such great history in our city. I was just telling you that you have a reason to celebrate this week because this week is Wisconsin Conservatory of Music Week because they've been around 125 years, opening in 1899 and teaching how many students to play music well and enjoy it. So again, happy anniversary, 125th to the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music, and happy Wisconsin Conservatory of Music Week. Heck of a thing to get a proclamation for a day, much less a week. So think about that. That's 1899. Well, the Pabst Theater downtown is a historic landmark, too. It opened in November of 1895. So if you do go see A Christmas Carol at the Rep, it's obviously very well maintained. But think about the history that you're walking into. That's just fascinating to me. And I had an enlightening experience last January with the chandelier at the Pabst Theater. Turns out you can clean that thing, and it's much more fun and fascinating than it sounds. Let's roll back to January and this story from What's on Tap. I had an unique Milwaukee bucket list experience at the historic landmark downtown, the Pabst Theater, where you see A Christmas Carol and great concerts. If you look directly up, way up high, there is a chandelier. It's not just any chandelier. It's a chandelier that weighs over a ton. And once a year, a sort of ceremonious event occurs. That massive chandelier is lowered by hand, cranking it like they did when it was built in the 1800s, down to the level of the theater seats so volunteers can clean the 30,000 crystals of grime and dust that accumulates over the year. I've wanted to clean the Pabst Theater chandelier for years, ever since I heard about it. Come now with me to the theater. These are audio highlights from a sparkling, magical video just produced by digital content manager Dylan Hunter Carter.
I'm Sandy Max with WTMJ, and I am very excited to be inside the Pabst Theater after hours. Eye level with one of the huge, beautiful, multi-crystalled chandeliers, and with one of the volunteers who makes sure it sparkles. What's your name?
Sandra Wicker.
Sandra, how many years have you been volunteering to polish these beautiful chandeliers?
If we wouldn't have had that little hiccup that everyone was going through, this probably would have been my 10th year doing it.
How did you get started?
I usher here. And I was talking to the house manager, and he kind of mentioned about how they bring it down, and there are volunteers that come in. She's like, I'd love to do that.
What is it about it that attracts people like you and me that we want to get our hands on this history?
This is a gem of a building. It's the fourth oldest continuous running theater in the country, built in 1895. You don't have too many of these in the country anymore, unfortunately. People tear things down and put it in a parking lot.
Well, we're smart. We preserve them here in Milwaukee.
Thank you, Michael Cudahy.
Yes. So what do you use to clean each of these crystals? And how many crystals are there?
There's about 33,000, give or take. I haven't counted them.
So you just get your spray bottle and some
and
cloth?
Soft cloth, and kind of slowly and carefully. The chandelier has been up there since 1976. It's not the original. We don't know where the original is or what it looked like. So you basically very gently, you don't want to pull too hard. You don't want to break off the wires, because it is getting a bit on the old side.
Antique, we prefer to call it. So when I walked in to the theater, just to even see it lowered and understand the perspective of just how huge this chandelier is and the beautiful glow, it really is an impact. What did you feel like the first time you saw the chandelier up close?
There were no words. There really weren't. And I have to say that yesterday we took a lunch break, and we were sitting here eating our sandwiches and just
admiring.
Oh, yeah.
You take it in.
It looks so much different from when we started, because there was a slight film on it. Not as bad as last year. Last year, the crystals were fuzzy because it hadn't been done for 5 years.
Oh, it's sat in here since like 2019.
Well, we hadn't had the opportunity to bring it down. There have been a lot of glitches in the system, and the light bulbs have to be switched out. Any electrical work that needs to be done, this is the time to do it.
What is one of the most surprising things that you've learned in cleaning this chandelier?
I think the way that it's actually constructed, because each crystal is linked by a wire to the crystal underneath it. But then there's also a wire that goes along the back of all of the crystals. It kind of reinforces it. And another thing I need to point out, if you come to the Pabst Theater and the third floor is open, go up to the third floor, go to the center entrance of the auditorium, and you will be at eye level with the chandelier. And if you turn around and do this, you can do a selfie with the chandelier in the background.
That's a good tip, Sandra.
Either that or you can come and volunteer and help us polish it. You can get all kinds of selfies inside the chandelier too, which you can do when it's up there.
So mark your calendar for next January?
It should be around next January. You would spray, and then you just start rubbing and slowly work your way down the strand. So then as you come down, you just see the colors come out. It was amazing yesterday. You're just like, oh my God, look at that.
Oh, yeah. Let there be light. Sandra Wicker is a wealth of historical knowledge and a joy to spend time with. She was so kind and welcoming. You can see her in the video that we have posted at WTMJ.com. And Paul Solomon of Milwaukee also volunteered this year, and he shared with me his feelings about the massive chandelier at the Pabst Theater.
I work here at the theater, so ushering here, you see it every night when you're here. And it's absolutely amazing, and to see it down and see how large it is and how small it makes the theater look, it's absolutely incredible. And while you're cleaning it, it's just mesmerizing, just looking at the lights and everything like that. So
it really is. You can see the sparkling video posted now at WTMJ.com and on the News Radio 620 WTMJ Facebook page. Dylan Hunter Carter, our WTMJ digital content manager, really just, I think he captured just how hypnotic and beautiful and massive this chandelier experience is. And it's fascinating because when you walk in, you're awestruck. But this chandelier, the whole 2,000 pounds of it, continues to move ever so slowly. So it's kind of meditative. It was magical. Something you can only do in Milwaukee's historic Pabst Theater. Go to WTMJ.com to watch the video and see me shining up some crystals. And if you just type in the word Pabst in the search button instead of chandelier, because even I don't spell it correctly all the time, but if you type in Pabst on the WTMJ website, you can watch the video and see that episode. And I have already gotten interest from TMJ fans. I think Adele emailed me a couple days ago saying, hey, I remember you did that. Can I do it? So I have reached out to the Pabst Theater Group. I will keep everybody posted if you want to volunteer and be that close to that chandelier and have your own bucket list experience. Holiday music you can experience live in Green Bay and Milwaukee this week. That's the song you need to hear next.
The Upswing is your place for commerce and community.
Are you seeing the customers expect maybe a different brand type in Green Bay than they do in Milwaukee?
Yeah, I think so.
Hosted by Jeff Sherman.
A little bit mid-tier price point people tend to gravitate towards in Green Bay. Of course, you have the high-end shopper up there, too. Definitely more towards the casual side of things.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Test your trivia skills. Wednesday, WTMJ's Trivia Showdown presented by Quizmaster Trivia in support of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. It's happening. It's our last one. It's happening at Broken Bat Brewery at 7 o'clock on Wednesday, hosted by WTMJ's Kristen Bry, Brian Noonan, and Steve Scafidi. Come on out, bring an unused, unwrapped toy and some of your favorite friends and play along. I got to host last Wednesday in Waukesha with Jeff Sherman and Jessica Ty at North Pillar Brewing, and we had a really good time, and it's fun to see tables of people talking and laughing and trying to figure out some of the questions. It's your turn this Wednesday at Broken Bat Brewery at 7 o'clock, and if you can't make it, you can still help Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive with a monetary donation. If you go to WTMJ.com, you'll see the donation page there. You can scroll down. If you click on my picture, you can donate there. We have some friendly competition going on here. But otherwise, you can just text the word Capco to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Text Capco, K-A-P-C-O, and we'll get you a link to donate.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
With
clock's ticking, but there's still plenty of time to save on great Christmas gifts at Fleet Farm. 'Tis the season for ice fishing, and we're knocking 10% off select rods, reels, tip-ups, lures, huts, you name it. Visit Toyland and save up to 40% on a bunch of toys for the kids. So come on in and wrap up your shopping today at Fleet Farm, home of the best gift prices, guaranteed.
Goodbyes can be tough. Long goodbyes, short goodbyes, goodbye for now, goodbye forever. And then there are those unexpected goodbyes that seemingly come out of left field, like when your home's electricity goes out. Had you known your precious power would go poof, you would have spent more time protecting it. Well, kiss those unpredictable power outages goodbye and say hello to a new whole house backup Generac generator professionally installed by Mr. Howland's Home Services. Our talented crew can hardwire your generator directly into your home's electrical system. Generac's Rapid Start technology allows your system to power on and off as needed in the blink of an eye, saving you from an unforeseen farewell. I guess you could say a whole house generator from Mr. Howland's Home Services is a good buy. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHowlandsHomeservices.com. Want to say adios to outages? We can help.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Max on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
Have you put together your Christmas playlist yet? If you like the instrumentals, this has probably been on there at least once, or maybe you've already heard it while you're shopping. Mannheim Steamroller. They are in Wisconsin. They're going to perform tomorrow night at Green Bay's Widener Center for the Performing Arts and Thursday at the Riverside Theater in downtown Milwaukee. Plus, you can hear the annual Mannheim Steamroller music special on WTMJ on Christmas. But crank it up now. This is one of their billions downloaded songs on Spotify. Mannheim Steamrollers Deck the Halls, the song you need to hear on What's on Tap.
you know how much money in your 401k or IRA is actually yours? Or will the government take a bigger chunk than you thought? Remember, you might still owe taxes on that money. I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates, and I believe it's your money and you deserve to know what's at stake. At Drake & Associates, we believe you deserve to keep more of what you earned. That's why we're here to help you navigate the confusing world of retirement taxes. We'd like to offer you our free Retirement Ready Toolkit. Right now, taxes are historically low, but they won't be this low forever. So text TAX to 414-409-9982 today to get your complimentary toolkit. That's TAX to 414-409-9982. You work hard for your money, and we'll work hard for you.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
Ben, I thought you were on vacation.
I am.
Okay.
I found the perfect vacation spot.
Where?
Here.
At Penny Mustard?
Specifically, the Miles sofa at Penny Mustard.
Did you say you're vacationing on a sofa?
It's not your run-of-the-mill sofa. The Miles sectional sofa is different.
Well, it is super comfy.
When you're fully ensconced in the luxurious embrace of the Miles sectional sofa, you ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Perfect for relaxing after a hard day of work.
Or a fun day of play.
Built just the way you want it.
So you're really spending a week of vacation on the Miles sofa?
I'll send you a postcard.
Postcard?
Dear Arvid and Nicole, wish you were here.
Good grief.
P.S. Miles says hi.
The Miles sectional sofa, American made with a solid wood frame, high density foam, and hundreds of fabric options. Starting at $85.63 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Hey, it's Kristen Bry, and I have a new dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care, and I'm looking forward to telling you all about him and his awesome staff. After my first appointment with him, it turned out I needed a crown replaced, and like most of us usually are, I was apprehensive. But with the new state-of-the-art dental procedures that Dr. Michaels uses, I had my crown prepped and finished in less than 2 hours. If you have a fear of going to the dentist, Dr. Michaels and his staff will put you at ease. Whether you need a simple cleaning and exam, a more complex dental procedure, a teeth whitening, an implant for a missing tooth, Economwalk Dental Care will always make you feel as comfortable as possible and give you and your family an amazing smile. At Economwalk Dental Care, affordable quality dentistry is no longer a dream, it's a reality. Dr. Michael's fantastic staff can help you with a no-interest payment plan, or give them a call at 262-567-7224. Start the holidays on a good note by feeling confident about your smile and go see my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
SemperFiRoofing.com. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 7:01, it's 40 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy, a low of 30. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. Law enforcement sources confirmed the shooter at a Madison school shooting today is a 17-year-old female student at Abundant Life Christian School.
2 teenagers, including the shooter and a teacher, were confirmed to be among the dead. 6 other people were injured, including 2 others in critical condition. Police Chief Sean Barnes says the damage to the community is widespread.
There will be other injuries that we'll have to face for a very, very long time. And we're going to do everything we can as a community to heal those injuries as well.
Barnes says police are working to understand everything they can to prevent another shooting.
And we have to come together to do everything we can to support our students.
In Madison, David Ozady Scott, WTMJ News.
Police Chief Barnes says a motive for the shooting is still unknown. The firearm used was a handgun.
I'm not aware that the school had metal detectors, nor should schools have metal detectors. It's a school, it's a safe space. So I don't know. Again, it is a private Christian school. It is not under the authority of MMSDs, and that is something that we'll have to look into.
Barnes credits Madison Special Event Team medics with a quick response. They left a training session today when the 911 call came in. Carl Goschalk reunited with his daughter, a second grader at Abundant Life, this afternoon.
It's really sad for the people that were there. I'm grateful that it's not mine, but it's really sad, and it's going to take a lot of time and, just a lot of consoling for everybody in the community.
Another press conference is scheduled for 8:30 this evening. A perennial Milwaukee political candidate has pled guilty to making false statements through campaign literature during the 2024 spring election.
Ryan Anzac filed his plea earlier this month, agreeing to pay $250 in fines plus court costs. He had been accused of publishing a campaign mailer with false statements regarding his opponent, incumbent Alderwoman Jocasta Zamarripa. Anzac admitted in an interview with the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel in March he had incorrectly stated Zamarripa fired former Milwaukee Police Chief Alfonso Morales. Despite the false nature of the statements, Anzac was recorded days later continuing to distribute the flyers. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The Hilton Hotel in downtown Milwaukee is poised for some big changes. Marcus Corp is looking to sell the West Tower, containing a quarter of the rooms in the city's largest hotel. CEO Greg Marcus tells WTMJ the rooms aren't needed given the current state of the hotel market downtown.
We now have 4 hotels in reorganization in our market downtown right now. Our RevPAR that measures occupancy times rate in our peer cities, we're 7th out of 10. That does not scream build more hotel rooms.
Visit Milwaukee has not commented on whether the room reduction could impact events and bookings in 2025 and beyond. Remembering that holidays are not joyous for everyone. President of the Wisconsin Psychological Association, Dr. Mike Zussman, tells WTMJ they can be a time when seasonal and holiday depression collide. He says even if you're not ready for therapy, reaching out to someone you feel comfortable talking with can make a difference.
Really try your best to reach out to them and meet with them, meet up, have them over, go over to their house. Do whatever you can instead of sitting alone to be with people you care about, people you trust, and people you feel safe with.
And if you have concerns for a loved one, don't assume someone else will reach out first. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 7:04.
This report is sponsored by Uline. Visit uline.com today.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
When you work at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, you'll be helping us help others. There are many that need our help, and we need your help to carry out our mission. St. Vincent de Paul is always looking for part-time team members. You'll get competitive pay, benefits, and flexibility in scheduling. So apply online at svdpmilw.org or stop by Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, or 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Steel holiday savings are here. Find the perfect gift at your local Steel dealer or shop the Steel Holiday Gift Guide at steelusa.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all sports desk. With 3 weeks to play in the NFL's regular season, the Packers currently occupy the 6th seed in the NFC playoff race. The Packers are 10-4 after Sunday night's win over the Seahawks. They host the Saints 1 week from tonight. The Bucs are still in Las Vegas. They will take on the Oklahoma City Thunder Tuesday night in the championship game of the NBA's in-season tournament. That game at 7:30. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving time-saver traffic. Mostly clear on the roads this evening. Just one disabled vehicle to watch out for. That's on the 4194 south at the ramp from Highway 119. The right shoulder is blocked. And taking a look at the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight we have mostly cloudy skies, breezy with a low of 30. On Tuesday, partly cloudy and mild, a high of 40 degrees. On Wednesday, there's a chance for snow in the morning, about less than 1 inch, a high of 33. On Thursday, cloudy skies with light snow likely, a high of 30 degrees. On Friday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 30. Right now in Madison, it's 40 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 38. In Waukesha, it's 37. And in Milwaukee, it's 40 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Max.
How you doing? Welcome to Hour 2 of What's on Tap tonight. Really appreciate you hanging out with me. And I've enjoyed the show so far. We've gotten to be positive with some Packers heartwarming news, a nice story about Sunday's game. Not just that they won, but also that a family around a Marquette alum got to go to the game and check off a bucket list item there. So we're going to try and keep the positive vibes going. It's been a tough day in the news world, and for anybody who has kids, I know these are those days where it strikes home a little bit more profoundly. So hug your loved ones tighter, and let's look forward to being together and celebrating together. And in this show, the next hour, I've got concert announcements that were just made today to share with you. I'm going to celebrate one of Wisconsin Morning News' award winners, a standout of the year. And I'm going to play this award and honor because this recipient is someone that we featured on What's on Tap for quite a few months because he was part of a really big TV show that we were watching around here. So the standout of the year, or the SOTY, as Vince Vitrano and Eric Bilstead like to call it, that is coming up. How to catch up on the Violent Femmes 40th anniversary concert with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra on PBS. If you missed it last week, I've got the hookup for you and some stories from the preview that screened at the Oriental Theater a couple weeks ago. And we're here to help you with some gift ideas. Time is ticking. Don't panic. We have some gift ideas for the comedy fan in your life, and also the sipper, the person who likes a little bit of a different flavor in your life. That is coming up. But first, you know me, the big music fan, I want to get to concert announcements. And this is just an ear-catching song that I enjoy, and it's a big hit, so I know I'm not the only one.
You're too sweet for me. I take my whiskey neat. My coffee black and my bed is green.
Just talking about sipping. He's taking his whiskey neat and his coffee black. That is the voice of Irish singer and songwriter Hozier. And he is headlining Summerfest Friday, June 20th, the American Family Insurance Amphitheater. Hozier tickets go on sale on Friday at 10 a.m. And that's ear-catching, but, you know, to put it in context, and then I'm going to bring producer Matt Yezel into this conversation. It was about 10 years ago when the big breakthrough hit for him was this song.
Amen. Amen.
Take Me to Church. 'Tis the season. But that was his first big U.S. hit about 10 years ago. So he'll likely play that on stage at Summerfest. So if you didn't know the name Hozier at first, that's who Hozier is. And Matt and I were talking. Matt, Hozier played a sold-out show in Madison in August.
He did.
At Breeze Stevens Stadium. And you had friends who went?
I did not have friends who went. I myself looked into going. The number on the ticket price was a little bit higher than I was hoping for.
For that Madison show. Okay, well, maybe you can ask Santa. Maybe Santa will stuff some Summerfest stocking as tickets in your stocking.
I would love that, yeah. But it's certainly kind of a unique venue, Breeze Stevens, a pretty old soccer stadium, home of the Forward in Madison. But I just remember there was people in apartments across the street that, to my knowledge, got a free concert, which was pretty cool. And Hozier acknowledged them during the concert. He was just like, hey, be safe up there, whatever.
It's kind of like the rooftops at Wrigley. That's funny. Yeah. And also at that show, I've not confirmed that a couple got engaged at that show.
Okay, well.
And that he
good for
noticed
them.
because
I
there was
believe
a ripple in the crowd. And he's like, oh,
Right.
something's going on. It's like, and so that's what was going on. So Hosier, and, I didn't realize just how active he's been. I was like, okay, I remember him from Take Me to Church and when Too Sweet got popular. But he just hasn't stopped. He's a creative force. He donates to organizations to make positive change and created a podcast for thoughtful discussions with other artists about current events. If you play God of War Ragnarok, his song "Blood on the Snow" upon the snow is part of the soundtrack for that game. So he's a creative force, and good for him. And we'll all be able to enjoy him the first Friday of Summerfest 2025. That is June 20th. Hosier headlines Summerfest. Tickets on sale Friday. And again, I'm a big fan of, we're talking about gift ideas. Experiences make great gift ideas. And then I wanted to share one more with you because, I'm also a classic rock fan. This is going to be fun. Sounds like we recorded this off AM radio. It's the Moody Blues. That is, I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band, and it is on an album called Days of Future Past. And the Moody Blues, John Lodge, is coming to Milwaukee March 5th at the Pabst Theater. He's going to play Days of Future Past, that album in its entirety. Plus, you can't just be part of the Moody Blues and not also play some of the other hits. And John Lodge, he is the legendary bass player, songwriter, and vocalist, also a rock and roll Hall of Famer. And he's been celebrating Moody Blues music and that album, Days of Future Past, on tour. So he's bringing it to Milwaukee March 5th. So the first set, you get Days of Future Past in its entirety, which includes I'm Just a Singer in a Rock and Roll Band and also Ride My Seesaw. I won't sing it for you. Then the second set are the other Moody Blues songs that you'd recognize, like Nights in White Satin. I won't sing Tuesday Afternoon either, even though I'm tempted to go Tuesday. So you know the classic Moody Blues songs. You can experience them live. Plus, what I like as these artists get more established and more comfortable on stage, they're sharing stories about how the music was made. So you'll also get John Lodge stories. So if you dig classic rock, classic progressive rock music, this is your night. March 5th at Pabst Theater. That is Moody Blues, John Lodge. And those tickets also go on sale Friday at 10 if you want to see both Hosier and Lodge, or ask Santa to get you some cool concert tickets for the holidays. And next up, are you ready for our next, to catch up on who won a SOTY? And if you like good food and you like reality TV, that's our winner. You'll find out who won a SOTY next on What's on Tap.
Throughout history, some people have been born into greatness because of their name or family. Others gained greatness because of their actions. On Wisconsin's Morning News, we celebrate everyday heroes, the John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they woke up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Heroes, Thursday at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Every day, Wisconsin's 600,000 family caregivers help their loved ones to continue living safely in their own homes. It's not easy. Each year, they spend an average of $7,000 out of their own pockets to provide this care. Wisconsin needs family caregivers, and they need more support. Tell your state lawmakers, Wisconsin family caregivers need a caregiver tax credit in 2025. Learn more at aarp.org/WI. That's aarp.org/WI. Paid for by AARP Wisconsin.
If you are looking for an epic global experience, let Fox World Travel's vacation experts handcraft your next journey to Europe. In partnership with Globus, Insight Vacations, and Avalon Waterways, we've created outstanding itineraries with exclusive experiences to Ireland, Poland, Germany, France, Italy, Switzerland, and more. Or we can fully customize a journey based on your interests. Visit foxworldtravel.com to book online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Join us and make memories to last a lifetime.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices, One call, that's all.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Max on WTMJ.
Where we like to celebrate as much as possible. And there's a lot of creativity to celebrate. And Wisconsin's Morning News, Eric Bilstead and Vince Vitrano, they decided a very fun idea to honor the standouts of the year. This is the inaugural year. I think they had so much fun with it, they will probably bring it back next year. There's a variety of people, and on Friday, their standout of the year was this fine man, celebrity Milwaukee chef Dan Jacobs.
Well, chefs, you've worked all season long to get to this point.
Milwaukee chef Dan Jacobs on the season finale of the hit show Top Chef on Bravo.
Let's start with the first course, Dan's tuna dish.
Being on Top Chef has always been a dream of mine. I believe I tried out 13 times and you guys finally decided that this was the one.
Jacobs, a James Beard semifinalist, is not new to the culinary scene. He's been working in the city since 2011 and currently owns and operates Esterev and Dan.
Dan Jacobs has been a fixture in Milwaukee kitchens.
High praise from Milwaukee restaurateur Paul Bartolotta during the red carpet premiere of the show at Discovery World.
An incredible individual who is committed to the Milwaukee culinary community.
Chef Dan Jacobs has been part of I see it as a continued elevation of the Milwaukee food scene.
WTMJ's What's on Tap host Sandy Max.
We had an official Milwaukee representative, but he really made Milwaukee, Wisconsin look good.
Restaurante's been in the same location for 30 years. Anytime you can have a restaurant around for that long, there's a reason for it. You feel the love in that space. It's a special place.
What makes Jacob's story even more compelling this year is the fact that he lives with Kennedy's disease.
I deal with a rare neuromuscular disease, very similar to ALS, not as debilitating or quickly moving, but I'm losing the ability to walk, talk. You can hear a little bit of graveliness in my voice. That's a part of it. Grip issues, a lot of physical stuff is just kind of slowly starting to decline. Like I wear braces on both my legs so I can still walk around and do stuff.
The thing about Dan's is how every bite presented something new to me.
The seasoning was incredible. And one of the most important things with soup is making sure that it's seasoned properly.
We killed it.
We did.
He's become a great advocate for people who get the disease because he showed in real life how he continues to be a creative chef and a successful businessman while living with these day-to-day symptoms.
Earlier this year, Jacobs helped raise more than $100,000 for Kennedy's disease research.
This season inspires people who are differently able to pursue their passions, especially in the culinary world where I know it's difficult. But really, it's just about putting your mind to it, man. We all have issues, we all have, troubles, but if you want to do something, just do it. Do it.
You are an inspiration.
I absolutely did exactly what I came here to do, and that was to inspire people.
Jacobs would fall short of winning Top Chef, but the future is bright.
With Dan Jacobs being such a fan favorite and nearly winning, you have to think he'll be on future shows, which is good for Milwaukee and Wisconsin and our culinary scene.
Milwaukee loves him, so shout out to Dan.
What would you say to Dan Jacobs if he's here right now?
Make me some food, bro.
Chef Dan Jacobs, a Wisconsin Morning News Standout of the Year winner. And if you're curious about the other honorees, text STANDOUT, STANDOUT. Text STANDOUT to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. And that way, I actually interviewed the guy who said, "Make me some food, bro," because it was really fun to enjoy Top Chef 12 weeks. And I wound up going to Zocalo Tavern for a lot of those viewing parties. And that was at the finale. He was one of the guys where I was like, hey, how do you feel since he made second place? And what would you say? And there are a lot of people saying, we're so proud of you and you did so great. And that guy just looked at me like, maybe some food, bro. So I was like, that's a real answer. And you could always catch up on Peacock if that was one of those shows where you just didn't get to it because it was, springtime and summertime, but maybe you want to cozy up and catch up. I think you'll be very pleased with how Wisconsin looks in Top Chef, really, and what an exciting future that I think Chef Dan Jacobs has, along with his fellow Dan chef at Dan and also Esther Ev. So exciting to see Milwaukee. Certainly a standout year for Chef Dan Jacobs and a standout year for Milwaukee to be seen on a worldwide level, not just with Top Chef, but obviously with the Republican National Convention. A lot going on in 2024 here in Milwaukee. And we have more to share with you. We were talking about gift ideas earlier with Chef Derek Mosley and some local items that you can get. If you like somebody who likes to sip, there is an organization at Marquette University that focuses on tasty beverages. We'll learn more next on What's on Tap.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ.
We all know we'd better watch out, not cry, and not pout, but is becoming a better person what Christmas is really all about?
God's love isn't the sort of thing that looks for something good and then decides to love it. God's love makes us good. And then Jesus can be your example. But first, he must make you alive, and only God can do that.
Dr. Michael Ziegler this week on The Lutheran Hour.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Do you love the simplicity and enduring quality of Scandinavian design? Then the Fjords factory-sponsored sale at Ken Michaels Furniture is for you. Inspired by tradition and built to last, Fjords brings the best of modern Norwegian design to your home. Save 20% on these ergonomic recliners and sofas engineered with comfort in mind. Available with manual or power options. Stop in today and save 20% at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown factory showroom. Get a better night's sleep and save money on a Milwaukee mattress. For over 70 years, our family has been making mattresses and selling them direct to your family. By cutting out distribution costs, you can save up to 50% and get a better night's sleep on a premium mattress. Go green with natural latex. Reduce tossing and turning at night by reducing pressure points on your body. This is one of our most popular mattresses. Stop in today and take a test rest at any of our Ken Michaels Furniture locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or downtown.
In a recent study, over 1/3 of millionaires predicted their ability to feel financially secure in retirement is going to take a miracle. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe a plan, not a miracle, will help increase your retirement confidence. Our team of experts gets to work using leading-edge technology to build comprehensive plans covering investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. And Annex doesn't have products to push with hidden fees or commissions. There's too much of that already. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary. More planning, fewer miracles. Know the difference. AnnexWealth.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
Producer Matt Yazel just surprised me with the Ring Out a Hoya. I was just going to say, though, that there has been a not necessarily intended Marquette thread through today's show. We started with a Packers story about a Marquette alum who got to attend with his family last night at the Packers Seahawks game, and yay, Pack won. Then we talked to Judge Derek Mosley about holiday gift ideas, and then Blue and Gold Brewing Company is a project with Marquette University that involves business mentors and students. And one of their projects last year, or earlier this year, was a beer project. So let's revisit that. It might give you some gifting ideas.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max is back on WTMJ.
College students are typically known for drinking beer, and one group of Marquette students have created a beer as a project with Wisconsin business leaders. Blue and Gold Brewing, LLC, is a student-run business venture, providing the opportunity to get hands-on experience and collaborate with Marquette alumni business leaders in brewing. Last year, in honor of Marquette's 1977 NCAA basketball win, Blue and Gold Brewing released their first beer called 77 Golden Ale. Well, there's a new brew this year, released just in time for National Marquette Day yesterday. One of the 5 students working on this project, Marquette Senior and Blue and Gold Brewing's Director of Entrepreneurship and Finance, D'Angelo Alvarado, visited What's on Tap to tell us more about making what's called the Beer Can Cream Ale and why it has that name. So what's the recipe? How do you come up with that?
We actually had a sampling with previous CEO of Leinenkugel's, Dick Leinenkugel.
Wow.
He was a previous alumni at Marquette, and he kind of gave us the professional layout. There is a thing called a beer chart or a beer board where you tell the brewers what exactly you would like, what flavors, what aromas, and he taught us the 5 ways to sample a beer, the look, the taste, along 3 other lines. He gave us the correct path on making this beer the way we wanted to.
Getting guidance from Dick Leinenkugel, that's a heck of a mentor.
Yeah, we kind of landed between an Italian Pilsner, very similar to the Peroni, but different, of course, and a cream ale. Something that the alumni told us last year, the 4 team members, was looking around at National Marquette Day and seeing every one of their peers having a sip of their 77 of a product they created. I don't want to speak for my peers, my student members, but we wanted something like that too. We wanted to be proud of the product we created, and we wanted to be proud of being Marquette Brewing.
Why is it called the Beer Can?
So we know from the first time I got recruited to go to Marquette, a few of my family friends' parents, they remember the McCormick Hall. They remember
16th in Wisconsin.
Exactly. They remember living in those square-shaped rooms, pie-like.
Triangular, because the building was a complete circle. It looked like a beer can.
And that was our inspiration. We wanted to stay on the exact same line of the 77 right off the national championship. And I think what else does Marquette speak about but the 53 years of existence that this building stood for?
So much happened in that building. The Beer Can building in McCormick Hall made such an impression when I drove up with my dad to take the test to get tested into Marquette. My very first campus visit, I immediately pointed that building and said, I want to live there. And then you do the orientation, and I remember Father Stemper was who we visited with, and he used to feed the squirrels. And I got very excited. I said, I know exactly what dorm I will choose. I want to live in that one. And he gently said, that's the all-boys dorm. It's like, I guess I won't be living there. Okay. It is a place that saw a lot of life because all the freshman guys that I knew spent a lot of their time not just studying, but playing vicious pranks on each other, whether it was filling up an entire room with newspaper while somebody was gone for an hour, lots of water and buckets over doors. There was a lot of antics going on in McCormick Hall. So it saw a lot of life in those 50-some-odd years.
Well, that's something I missed out on.
So, but you're keeping the legend going by creating this microbrew.
Once you go through Marquette, you live something that's spiritual. You want to give back to the community, to society, and what better way than to empower students on learning more?
This is a collaboration, the Blue and Gold Brewing. So how many students, 21 and older, because this is a microbrewery, but how many students are there working with the different breweries?
So we have a team of 5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
We have Stella, the graphic designer. She does everything from designing the posters to the beer can. She was really like the key factor into making this happen. We had no creativity if it wasn't for her.
And Stella's got a great eye for this. When you look at the Beer Can Cream Ale from Blue and Gold Brewing, it's subtle. You can see the McCormick Hall in the background, but this is very professional.
Yeah, and
very professional.
She's actually picked up by Carl Collective right now, another student venture within Marquette that's kind of helped pave the way for these students to have that experience that's so crucial before their career starts.
The other Marquette students who put the work into the Beer Can Cream Ale are Lisa Gandolfi, Owen Krapman, and Sarah Richardson. And now we're in the future, or in the present tense. And if that sounded good and super cool, you can go to bngbrewing.com. Now, they're out of the beer, but what they do have is coffee. They work with Stone Creek here in Milwaukee, and Season Sippings holiday box is still something that would be a fun gift idea. And the coffee brew is Jesuit Joe. That's bngbrewing.com, a fun Marquette project. I'm Sandy Mack. Stay with us. Right now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jessica Gatzo.
Thanks, Sandy. Law enforcement sources confirmed the shooter at a Madison school shooting is a 17-year-old female student at Abundant Life Christian School. 3 people died, including a teenage student, a teacher, and the shooter. In the hospital, 2 people are fighting life-threatening injuries, and 2 have minor injuries. 2 others with minor injuries have now been released from the hospital. A motive for the shooting remains unknown. 2 vigils are planned to honor the shooting victims. A prayer service is happening at Blackhawk Church in Middleton as we speak, and a candlelight vigil is set for tomorrow at the state capitol. The Boys and Girls Club of Dane County is hosting that vigil in front of the Val Phillips statue at 6 p.m. Community members, including Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway and the Madison Metropolitan School District Superintendent Dr. Joe Gothard, will be in attendance. The vigil is open to the public. Serving nearly 20 years in federal prison for sex trafficking, Colette Mahan of Waukesha was better known as Pimpin' Amanda. She pled guilty in May to 1 count of sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion. Court records show Mahan trafficked numerous female victims, some as young as 14, over 17 years across multiple states. Despite prior arrests, this is Mahan's first felony conviction and prison sentence. And taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving. Time saver traffic. All clear on the roads, no incidents and no delays. Taking a look at the WTMJ forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies and breezy with a low of 30. On Tuesday, partly cloudy and mild, a high of 40. Wednesday, we have a chance for snow in the morning. See less than 1 inch of snow, a high of 33. On Thursday, cloudy with light snow likely. We could see some accumulation, a high of 30. And on Friday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 30. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 40 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatzo, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:34.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time AccuNet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick AccuNet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning diamond pendant, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect gemstone piece or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Max on WTMJ.
There you go. Milwaukee icons. Started in the 80s. Violent Femmes. You can call them folk punk. However you categorize them, they're a little uncategorizable. And they're very unique, and they are special to Milwaukee. And they celebrated their 40th anniversary last year. And they did it in a big way with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, a concert in the beautiful Bradley Symphony Center. This really is special. And I bring it up because on PBS at 8 o'clock is when, and I said PBS, not just Milwaukee PBS, all of PBS around the country is going to be able to see this concert special that was recorded at the Bradley Symphony Center last October with Violent Femmes band members now and the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. So think about this. All of your favorite Violent Femmes songs, because you hear how bare bones Blister in the Sun is, but fleshed out with the Symphony Orchestra. You get to see the conductor who is super excited to be on stage. It's so fun to see the energy that's around the entire show. And I got to go to the screening last week. It was a special free preview in front of a full house of music fans at Oriental Theater. And in the lobby, they had a cutout of the different band members that you could take video and boomerangs with. And really nice that Visit Milwaukee's Josh Albrecht was there. I like that Visit Milwaukee sees the value in partnering with PBS to have this show around the country and let the world see how cool Milwaukee is and that we have such a vibrant music scene, whether it's local bands or really established artists like Violent Femmes who have worldwide renown, and the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, because not every city has a symphony orchestra. We are so very lucky. And Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra Executive Director Mark Niehaus, he was at the screening last week as well. He's a very cool cat. He made the screening even more special by calling out one of the MSO musicians who was in the screening audience at the Oriental Theater. And you'll be able to see him, too, the timpanist, Dean, and I think he pronounces his name Borgasani. But the timpani are those huge, huge drums that look like almost like big bowls, and they make that boom, that big sound. Well, he joked, hey, I think Dean is here tonight, and anytime you see him on the show, just shout, Dean! So it wound up kind of being like Rocky Horror. Several of us did. Every time we saw Dean the timpanist, we did shout Dean. So you can do that when you watch it on PBS. Shout Dean, or maybe make a little sipping game out of it. But Dean was at the Oriental Theater, and we did a Q&A afterwards with the Milwaukee PBS General Manager, Debbie Hamlet, who started this whole project and then worked with the MSO and with PBS to hire the director and the producer and really make it all happen in a short amount of time, which was quite an accomplishment. But Dean was very forthcoming and very sweet and gave us insights. I asked Dean, how do you rehearse to play with this four-piece combo of Violent Femmes in front of you? And he said that they got the sheet music about a week before, and the only real in-person rehearsal they had was that day for a few hours. So you think of the spectacular proficiency of our Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra musicians to learn a whole new music that way. And Brian Ritchie of Violent Femmes had worked with, I think, the New Zealand Orchestra on the arrangements. So the arrangements had already been done, but the MSO still had to rehearse and bring this full sound. Very, very cool. And interesting to hear, Gordon Gano's unmistakable voice singing with this full orchestra and in interviewing, there were different interview clips, and he said to hear the orchestra bring such color to these songs was meaningful to him as an artist. And the other thing that Dean, the timpanist, had said that I asked him, what was his favorite part of watching the TV special, which is just about an hour long of the performance last year. And he said he got emotional during the last song. Can you guess what the last song on the special is? He said, yeah, this is how they end the show, which, yeah, it is poignant. Like, stay with me a little longer after this rousing performance where the audience is singing and clapping along, and it's really a fun show. But the timpanist Dean said he got emotional watching the show because he kind of had a spiritual feeling while watching it and being surrounded by good people digging good music. So I really highly recommend tuning in. It is tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And heck, tell your friends around the country who watch PBS that it is going to be on at 8 o'clock tomorrow. And it is called Violent Femmes 40th Anniversary with the Milwaukee Symphony. And it is about an hour long. And I think they're also going to do an encore performance right after the 8 o'clock performance. One of my friends in the local music scene is actually having a viewing party at his house, which I think is a great idea, inviting other local musicians over. So a real pride point for PBS, Milwaukee PBS, for the Violent Femmes themselves, and the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. You can watch the special Friday night at 8 on Channel 36 on Milwaukee PBS. And you can watch it anytime you want. Heck, right now. Plus 3 bonus songs from that concert streaming for free on the PBS website and on the free PBS app. And that PBS app, gosh, you've got iPhone, Apple TV, Android TV, Android smartphones, Amazon Fire TV, Amazon Fire Tablet, Roku, Samsung Smart TV, Vizio, all those places you can get the PBS app and check out Violent Femmes 40th Anniversary with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. You have no excuse not to enjoy. You have no excuse not to enjoy Violent Femmes on PBS. And next, Mo, Larry, Curly, Shemp, you can own them for the holidays. That's next on What's on Tap.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hassellus.
Where the heck is everybody?
Hassellus mattress showrooms are employee-free. Test your Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper without salespeople breathing down your neck.
Okay, but...
That means we can sell for way less. Our 43 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393.
Yes, but...
And through Monday, get an extra $248 credit just for shopping local.
I just have one question.
What's that?
Where the heck is everybody?
Find an employee-free showroom near you at hassellus.com.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true, but offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenix should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works. Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris are joined by ESPN NBA front office insider Bobby Marks. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast. What's on Tap with Sandy Max is back on WTMJ.
In Wisconsin, we have fascinating and fun museums to enjoy. The National Mustard Museum in Middleton, the World of Accordions Museum in Superior, and here in Milwaukee, the only one in the world, the National Bobblehead Museum and Hall of Fame. The co-founder and chief executive officer of the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum, Phil Sklar, and his team have created a wide range of bobbleheads, athletes, mascots, celebrities, and now they have a very funny gift idea. Let's roll back to October 22nd, which was a special day in comedy, and hear a special bobblehead collection reveal by Phil Sklar.
Tomorrow is Curly from the Three Stooges' birthday. So in honor of that, we're releasing a set of 4 Three Stooges bobbleheads featuring Mo, Larry, Curly, and Shemp. They're talking bobbleheads coming in just in time for the holidays. Really something really big for us. It's a huge license with the Three Stooges. It's something that so many people know and love.
And they look good because, sometimes a bobblehead is like, oh, that doesn't really look like the person. These are fun. Mo, Larry, Curly, Shemp.
Yeah, so we spent a lot of time behind the scenes, developing these. They've been probably over a year in the making.
Really?
There's so many Three Stooges fans out there that we've come across and interacted with, and we've been getting asked for Three Stooges bobbleheads for several years, so it's really exciting.
Do you have any Three Stooges bobbleheads at the museum?
We do have some of the older ones, but yeah, they've been out of the realm of people being able to purchase them for dozens of years, and so yeah, we're excited to have some of the first ones in a long time. Talking bobbleheads are always super fun. Each one has 3 clips, original clips from the Stooges, so yeah, it's a lot of fun.
This is one from Curly.
I'm a victim of circumstance.
Gotta have Mo. You gotta have a wise guy line in there.
Quiet, bird brain.
And this goes right to the big idea. This is one of Larry's lines.
Wait a minute. I got a brainstorm.
So how did this brainstorm come together? How do you partner with C3, the company that the Three Stooges started themselves?
They are, yeah. So every opportunity comes about a little different, but this one happened because of a licensing show that's in Vegas each year, and we met C3, and they have the Three Stooges licensing.
At this point, when you meet licensing partners or people at these conventions and you say who you are, I'm Phil Sklar, co-founder of the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. What is the reaction?
It's usually a smile. People are excited to hear more about it if they haven't already. Now more and more people that we've talked to have heard about it. They've seen bobbleheads that we've done, which is always even more fun to see and run into people who are like, oh, I know somebody who went there, or I've seen this bobblehead, or I bought this bobblehead. So people are always really interested to learn more about the museum, how it came about, learn the story behind it.
In your process of creating these 4 Three Stooges bobbleheads of Larry, Mo, Curly, and Shemp, do people have a favorite? Are you worried like the Shemp may not sell as many?
So, yeah, we've heard from the past that Curly is sort of the most popular when it comes to the Three Stooges merchandise. But I think, a lot of people buy the set. There's, the people that buy their favorite, but I know a lot of people will be getting them as gifts as well with the holidays coming up.
And it's a limited edition, 2024.
Correct, yeah. So each one's individually hand-numbered on the bottom to 2024, make it even more fun. So
and collectible.
Yeah.
This is another Curly when you get the Curly talking bobblehead of the Three Stooges.
If at first you don't succeed, keep on sucking till you do succeed.
And then the Shemp. This is probably my favorite thing that the Shemp bobblehead will say. Which just goes to the silliness and the slapstickness. I mean, it's been 60 years of Three Stooges, and people of all ages, older fans remember watching them on TV, and then younger fans just get sucked right in because it is just so silly.
Yeah, and they're still available, on TV, on streaming, on a lot of different platforms, and kids are watching it now. So it is really interesting to see the staying power that they've had, and really unique and something that's, really American and interesting for so many different generations of people and families that have enjoyed the show and enjoyed watching it for so many years.
190 of those short films. And then they made 6 films in the 60s. They've just permeated society. And then there was a film, in 2012 that was telling the story of all of them getting together and creating this comedic phenomenon.
That's right. And they've inspired so many other comedians, and so many people have, owed their success or owed part of their career to the Three Stooges. And that's why they got into comedy or to show business. And so it's fun to hear some of those stories, too.
This is a line from Moe's Talking Bobblehead.
If you had any brains, I'd knock them out of you.
Don't you predict that these will sell out immediately?
They've been really doing well with our members who we give a pre-sale opportunity for. So, I think there's a lot of excitement for them.
Phil Sklar from the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. Want to ask you about being on TV recently. That's next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores has been voted the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's Best in Thrift. So to all who voted for us, thank you. And to those who haven't yet been here, there are so many items to explore. And at thrift store prices, you can find a really great deal. At the same time, you'll be helping us help others, sometimes folks right in your own neighborhood. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions. Get answers. Connect today toll-free 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Relive the enjoyment of holiday shopping with Winky's Hallmark and Gifts selection of holiday decor, gift wrap, cards, and gifts. Carry on traditions with advent calendars, English party crackers, and unique ornaments. Enjoy candies and chocolates made locally and imported from Europe. And set the mood with candles that offer scents from Christmases past. Visit us on the corner of Silver Spring and Lake Drive in Whitefish Bay or shop online at winkysgifts.com.
Gotta get to Winky's now.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Max on WTMJ.
Welcome back. I'm Sandy Max, and in the studio with me from the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum is co-founder and CEO Phil Sklar. Phil, what was your big announcement that you just made?
Yes, we're excited to unveil the Three Stooges bobbleheads. They're actually unveiling tomorrow for Curly's birthday, but we're giving your listeners a chance to pre-order them before the public at store.bobbleheadhall.com. The 4 Three Stooges with audio clips with each one.
Here's a Curly one.
I'm a victim of circumstance.
Talking bobbleheads from Three Stooges who automatically, as soon as you say it, you want to go, yeah, you want to make the funny sounds and you want to go, hey, you knucklehead. Like
That's
you
right.
Automatically just want to blurt those out. So I love that you're leaning all the way into the theme and releasing them tomorrow on what would have been Curly's, 120th birthday?
That's right. Yeah.
Good
So
gravy.
it's, yeah.
But yeah, 4 of the iconic Stooges, Moe Howard, Larry Fine, Shemp Howard, and Curly Howard, Hanukkah and Christmas are right there at the same time this year. And you've been on TV recently, The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
That's right. Yeah. So our staff was able to give them a great visit, and they did their filming and when they were here in Milwaukee. And so it was pretty cool to see that come about and see it air just recently when it was on the show.
It looked great. And your team put together a scavenger hunt, which was a brilliant way to get them to circulate all around the museum instead of just cozying up in the corner and being all catty. So it was great to see that. And then comedian Paul Mercurio was just in town a couple of weeks ago doing a site visit before his show last Saturday, and he came to the Bobblehead Museum.
Yeah, he was a great guy, fun to talk with. So it's always fun. Yeah, we get quite a few. We had Macaulay Culkin at the museum several years ago. That was super exciting. Just a lot of fun to see. You never know who's going to bobble into the museum on any given day.
I love that it's become such a sensation, and it truly is one of the most unique things that Milwaukee can claim. So thank you for putting Milwaukee on the map in this pop culture way. Do you take donations of bobbleheads? Do you just keep collecting them?
We do, yeah. So every day, for the most part, either in the mail or at the museum, somebody will drop off or bring in a bobblehead or dozens of bobbleheads. And so we're always able to, continue keeping that collection growing, adding unique bobbleheads, really fun ones that we may not otherwise have even known about or acquired.
How many are on display?
We have over 10,000 bobbleheads on display, and it's the only museum in the world dedicated to bobbleheads. So something really fun and unique right here in Milwaukee.
An entertaining place to take your visiting family and friends over the holidays, or if you're a local and you just haven't been, I could spend hours in there looking at the thousands of bobbleheads. Thanks to co-founder and CEO of the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum, Phil Sklar, for giving WTMJ fans the very first crack at the special talking Three Stooges collectible bobbleheads. You want to see photos of the Moe, Larry, Curly, and Shemp talking bobbleheads and get more info? Easy. Go to our website, WTMJ.com. Search the word Stooges and the web story will come up. You can see them, find out details if you want to give a bobblehead as a memorable gift, or heck, get one for yourself. Please join me tomorrow night for What's on Tap, where my guests in the studio will be author and historian John Gerda, a treasure of knowledge, and also singer-songwriter Sarah Feierich with her brand new holiday song. Have a great night.
Every day, Wisconsin's 600